what is your role when you see, co-produced? I'm curious about the relationship with you and Tim, how that works.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, it's essentially, with Tim and I, the dynamic is basically how we do my record, co-producing together on my record. It's just throwing, Madonna in the mix. And when we first got in the studio, I sort of became
the interface.
The connection between the two of them, and
is that because you guys already sort of knew each other and had
well, we didn't know each other as well as.
It's not that. It's just you're the communicator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, naturally, because I would come up with. Oh, we know you like the show, but we're trying to do an interview with John right now. I mean, I just don't understand.
He's a songwriter. He writes lyrics, and so do I. So we connected on that level.
I just think that creatively, I knew what she wanted to do, and a testament to her, because I came in and I would sit with Tim and say, okay, it'd be cool if we went in this direction, and then I'd come up with the little guitar riff for Miles Away. And then we'd sit down, her and I would sit down, because she wanted things to be groove-oriented as well, and that's how we do my records. And so then I'd sit down with her and say, okay, how do we, we would just sit together and map it out and say, how do we want to do this?
And what do we want it to be
what
about?
What do we want to say?
We'd have shrink sessions.
We would. Well, and she had,
You played shrink for each other, or there was an app?
We had to get a concept going.
Yeah, well, also, she said this in another interview, and it couldn't be more true. When you're writing with someone like this, I mean, we literally were in the corner, with her notebook and everything, and it's a very intimate experience. And sometimes, obviously, if you're not comfortable with that person, you're like, I don't want to put my ideas out there because these are ideas that came from me and blah, 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 blah.
And you don't want to be judged.
It gets personal, and I think, we sat together and talked about life and talked about where we both were, and we found
put our stuff out there.
Yeah, we found relatives with each other, and that's the best way to do it.
Would Miles Away be an example of that? At least lyrically, I mean,
we've all experienced the pain and heartache of a long distance relationship.
Yeah.
And just how challenging it is. So and after we did the song, everybody was like, "Oh, I can relate to that." Everyone in the studio.
For more information about MTV Podcasts, visit podcast.mtv.com.